It's time to give stuff away. It's time to give stuff away. 'Cause I love you, Alan. And it's time to give stuff away.
All right, Saliva is back with original frontman Josie Scott. Hence the name, Josie Scott's Saliva. Couple of friends coming with him, 7 Circle Sunrise, and Artificial Astronaut. The whole thing is going to go down on Thursday, April the 18th. That is next week. They're going to play Temple Live in the Asylum Room. Ticketmaster.com is going to have all the details for you. You'll get my last pair of tickets this week. See Josie Scott fronting Saliva one more time. Good luck, caller 10, and these are yours. 216-578-1007 or 800-348-1007.
You'd flee a wildfire.
Evacuate.
You'd prepare for a hurricane. But there's no escaping this disaster.
It's one of the worst disasters that I've seen in my career.
It's the Alan Cox Show.
On 100.7 WMMS.
That's a good time. But, I mean, to get on stage and sing Click, Click, Boom with a version of Saliva.
A version, yes, absolutely. With the original version of Saliva. I think that would be the one that you'd really want to go.
Click, click, boom.
See? Nailed it. You hear that, Josie
Holy
Scott?
crap.
What?
It's Friday.
Yeah.
Got to get them coming.
Yeah, I mentioned that before.
I know, but I'm just like, I hear it, but then like when I realize like, oh, I got to do it in a few.
Oh, yeah.
We haven't done one in a while.
A little over an
and
hour.
I know Mary's excited.
Yeah.
I actually have to leave early today for
You
my 11
can't,
o'clock spot.
you can't do that. You'll get murdered.
Sorry, Bill. I have an 11 o'clock spot
You'll
that I
get
have to
murdered.
get
It's
to on
11
time.
o'clock.
You need the Friday get down, or you can't. That Friday, that 11 o'clock spot's not even going to happen because it's not going to be the weekend yet. So you
True,
need
I didn't think
the
about
get
that.
down to get you there.
Well, it is no shock that people have thoughts on Mary's old water in the
There's
Brita
a
pitcher.
lot of people that agree with her. They're out there.
I see one person who's of that mind said,
That's a lot of people, in my opinion, because it's a dumb thing to agree with.
well,
People are, "I'm stupid."
one person says, Mary's right. Treat it like a CPAP machine. You can't let the water get stagnant. Except a CPAP machine is completely different from a Brita pitcher. A CPAP
How?
machine, because you're breathing into a mask and there's tubes, and yes, you're supposed to keep that clean. You're breathing that in and out. That's not a...
You're ingesting water.
But it's
going
not
into
a
your
pitcher
system.
of water that is that you're drinking from. Those are two different sets of circumstances.
Almost identical to me.
I don't know. Mike from Parma said just put the dish rag into the Brita pitcher and then see what your roommate says.
Ugh.
There you go.
No,
Okay.
worse.
Millions of people in Africa would fight you for your old water. That's got nothing to do with
Oh my
anything.
God, people are so annoying.
That's
How are they going to fight if they're so thirsty?
Exactly. You got to stay moisturized and hydrated for that kind of fight. Does Mary know her water is just sitting in wooden tanks above her head? It sits in tanks for years before the tanks are cleaned. They mean water towers? What are they talking about?
Okay, but the water is getting filtered and cleaned once it is in my Brita.
Right.
But then that water sits for months unfiltered and cleaned.
Well, okay, but that's the thing. Like, how often do you clean your Brita filter? Your pitcher?
I change it like once every 3 months.
No, not
Or
the
once
filter,
every
the
not the
pitcher.
filter, but
Often.
like how often do you clean the pitcher itself?
Probably once a month.
Okay, so that's yeah. So
Well, what's the problem?
You're never gonna get any water
No,
older than a
I'm
month.
saying before I lived here.
Yeah.
I haven't cleaned it since we've been here.
We should
But
probably
she's
clean it.
refilling it constantly. Also, this all came up because you're like, does she acquiesce you in any ways? And I said, she probably feels like she's the only one refilling the Brita pitcher. But also because she's filling it every single time she takes a drink out of it.
Right.
It's more of a compulsion than anything.
Understood. Right. She's not doing that for your benefit.
Yeah, she's not doing that like, oh, my roommate never refills it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I do. But I mean, if you had, my point is, if you had a glass of water that had green food coloring in it and another glass of water that had yellow food coloring in it, and you poured them together, it wouldn't be strata of color. It would all be mixed.
Well, you used two colors that one's primary and one's not. You should have used yellow.
You get my point.
And then it would have made green water.
I'm not teaching kindergarten here. I'm trying to make a Why don't you get
But
two
to your
Brita
point,
pitchers?
Maybe what I should do
Write
is,
your name on your Brita pitcher.
Maybe what I should do to prove all of you wrong is put 3 drops of blue food coloring in the Brita pitcher and see how long it takes for that water to be completely clear again. I bet it would be a month.
You should try
if
that.
not more.
Try that.
Please do that.
Maybe I will. Because you guys don't seem to believe that you guys think it's all getting... Maybe I should do red. What color should I do? Purple?
I think you want to drink red
Dealer's
water.
choice. I mean, when we were at Oak Tree, did you ever drink out of the water cooler? I drank water cooler water all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the old water there is on the top.
What are you talking about? We put a new thing.
Yeah, when it's
Right.
empty, but that's like once a month.
No, they would go through that in a week.
Oh, really?
We'd always
We've
run out of
never
water.
had water
Yeah.
there.
You want to talk about accommodating people? I felt like I was the only person ever changing
was
the
changing
water
those
cooler.
too.
Were you?
Listen, I changed it regularly. Mary changed it regularly. It just
I would see
we were
an
just
empty.
also the only people there at that time of day.
Yeah.
So it'd always be on like one of us. Now, would I also try and not be the person that uses the last bit of water? Of course.
So you don't have to change
You'd
it?
have 2 drops of water,
Yeah,
like the person that leaves a carton of milk in there.
Mhm. Oh, that's what my ex-girlfriend would do. She'd just leave like the littlest bit of water in the Brita pitcher and just be like, "What? There was still water in
That's
there."
so
I'm
lame. Like,
"It's,
what's the
it's-
point of
it's-
that? Spend 30 seconds to fill it up. Like it's
Also,
some
not
like
at
it's
first.
some hard thing to do. Like it's some laborious process. Alan, there's no new water on Earth. Also, the same water we drink was once dino piss. Doesn't it rain on the? I mean, that can't. Well, I guess that's what they mean, right? It circulates.
Yeah.
All right, I know where you're going.
The
All right.
whole thing. The whole
I told you I almost failed meteorology in college.
Doesn't it rain? Isn't that
All right.
new water?
All right.
It's called the water
I knew it as soon as I
Alan.
said it. I barely got out of meteorology with my ass
Yeah.
attached to my body. I know.
We all look a lot dumber now that
I'm
Poundcake's not on the show.
It's true, dude.
There's no
So
scapegoat.
true.
So we just default to him. Like,
No,
what is
even
it, Cody?
even if he was on the show, I still would have said that.
Doesn't it rain?
Well, doesn't it?
Yeah, those are new angels.
Yeah.
Water we drink today has gone through 6 other living things before us. Stay hydrated. Yeah, okay. Well, listen. I mean, it's what's the matter with that, right?
Uh-huh.
Hello?
Hi, I'm looking for Mary Santora.
Hi, yes, this is her.
Hi, I'm calling for the Bowery Bay wastewater treatment plant.
Okay.
I just want to let you know we're hearing comments about old and new water being filtered through our systems, and I need you to. I would prefer that this information not get out.
What information?
That old water is something that ends up in these pitchers.
See, that's what I
I'm
thought.
getting information that this is being put out there, and I really, really appreciate it if you
So this is a phone call from Big Water.
please cease and desist. No, this is the Bowery Bay wastewater treatment plant in Queens.
Okay, but here's my point.
I provide your water.
You provide my water, but then once it's in the filter, it's clean.
Well, if every time we get new rain, we
Okay.
get new water.
What about the old rain?
That old rain goes away.
To where?
I don't know where.
Isn't this your whole job?
Yeah, the water, it goes into the ground.
Okay. So what you're saying is you're already feeding me old water.
Yeah, it's all old water.
Everything's old water.
It's all old water.
Okay. So it being in my Brita pitcher
Even if it
matters,
rains,
doesn't
it's old
matter?
water?
No, what I'm trying to say is that we've had a series of budget cuts, and we've had to repurpose dish towels as actual filters here at the wastewater treatment plant
Why are you telling me this?
because you're putting information out there that we would prefer people not have.
Well, I have a duty. I have a platform.
She said duty.
Well, don't get the duty in the new water.
Did you hear she said duty?
Yeah.
Oh,
Good one.
duty. Listen. Whatever. Yeah. Okay. I think you should do whatever you want to do.
Thank you.
But I really think you're driving yourself crazy with all of these microaggressions.
It's not microaggression.
Yes, it is.
No, it isn't.
To not put the towel back on the faucet
Okay, how about
because
this?
you're trying to make a point that she's not going to get because you're going to
How
go
about this?
round and round and round and round.
3 months in, well, February, so 2 months in that we've lived together, going on our 3rd month.
Yes.
I have not said anything yet up until this week about her not cleaning her hair out of the shower drain. I waited 10 weeks before I said something.
You don't have like a strainer in there?
We do, but she'll leave it in there.
Ah.
So that way,
Oh,
when
she doesn't.
I
see.
When I go to take a shower, all of her hair and soap scum is in the tub.
Soap scum.
I'm serious.
See,
and I waited 10 weeks.
You're two
to
people. You are two people who lived alone for a long time.
Well,
And
I
now
lived with
you're
Brian.
trying to cohabit.
I lived with Brian.
Right,
who
but
is
you also
his hair
incessantly clean. No, he's the cleanest person you'll ever
right.
meet in
He's
your
like
entire life.
he's probably scrubbing the. You want to talk about refilling the pitcher every time?
Yes, he's.
He'd
Very,
probably
very
pour
clean.
it all out every time and then scrub it and refill it, put it back in.
He's not that intense.
All right,
But yeah,
Alan.
so like it took me. It's not like I don't want people to think I'm like some crazy nag who's following her around cleaning up chip crumbs after her or anything like that. It's nothing like that. But
You have
it
a
is
little
like,
shop vac that you follow her around the apartment
Yeah,
with.
there are little things where I'm like, either I don't say anything, and like I have been for the last 10 weeks, I clean the shower every single time I need to take a shower. I have to clean it before I get in there. Or and that felt like I'm being the bigger person. I'm not starting a fight. I'm not going to be petty. I'm just going to clean this up. It's not that big of a deal. It takes 30 seconds, like you said.
Do you guys
But it's not
argue
my
about
hair.
things?
Not really. We haven't yet.
So this is very passive aggressive.
What do you mean?
Back and forth. This is all
How
passive
would it
aggressive.
be passive aggressive if she doesn't even know that it's happening? Because when I mentioned it to her and I was like, hey,
Oh,
can
she
you do me a
doesn't know
favor?
it's happening.
She was like, hey, I'm going to go get in the shower a couple days ago. I said, can you do me a favor? She goes, sure. I said, can you just make sure you get all of your hair out of the drain before you get out of the shower? She goes, I don't even really wash my hair that much. I said, well, every time I go to get in there, there's usually like some kind of
Which was
something
also not
stuck
an
in the
answer to your
drain.
question.
No.
Yeah.
So what's the way to do in that? In that situation, what do? For 10 weeks, I cleaned up after her showers and didn't say a word. Am I going to do that for the rest of my life? For the
No.
entire time that we lived together?
I
No,
guess
you just say, hey, clean your hair,
Yeah.
you gross bitch.
But then you guys make it seem like I'm being petty or like I'm being passive aggressive or whatever it is.
I didn't say that.
No, it sounded like you were both being. If these conversations weren't being had, I was just left to assume that it was all passive aggressive. Like she's doing what she wants to do and not saying anything to you, and then you're getting mad, and then she's getting mad at what you're doing, but nobody's saying anything to each other.
I mean, there might be stuff that I do that annoys her. I
Can
don't
we
know.
get
She
her on
hasn't
the
said
phone?
anything. No.
I don't even care.
Roommate fight.
No,
Roommate
I don't even
fight.
care about that. I want to talk to Mary about it. I don't even know this other woman. But
No,
yeah,
I don't-
okay.
I'm sure, but also her cat tried to attack me again yesterday.
Oh, boy.
So
What were you wearing that made the cat attack?
Yeah, Mary, were you asking for it?
I was asking for it. You're right.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Were
No,
you
she
dressed
parked
like a
herself-
bird?
Birds
A
aren't real,
mouse.
Bill.
A
Were you
mouse.
dressed like a
actually.
drone?
She parked herself in the one hallway into the kitchen, so I couldn't get to the other half of the apartment, and then was hissing and clawing and coming at me and like racing and swatting and being miserable.
God, you're like running a gauntlet just to try to get into another room.
Well, I texted her and I was like, dude, you have
You
to
texted the
put-
cat?
I texted the cat
Oh,
and I was
cool.
like, dude, you have to stop. Like, if you're not going to listen to my words, maybe you'll read them and then feel better about it.
All right.
No, I texted her room and I was like, you have to remember to put this cat away. Like, if you're not going to be here, she don't listen to me and she tries to bite me. So we have to get this cat into the bedroom. Also, let me be very clear. I like my roommate a lot. We
Yeah.
get along very, very well. She's a sweet person. We have had no arguments.
Right.
But we're talking about little things that drive you crazy, you know? But yeah, her
Yeah.
cat came at me again yesterday. And it's not going well. I think it's going to end up having to be that when we're both there, the doors are just shut. But here's the thing.
Could
my
you
cat's not a problem.
train your cat to attack your roommate in retaliation?
No, my cat's chill.
Oh.
And when she's not being chill, she's hiding. So. she's
Well,
not
you're at a
cat.
severe disadvantage then in this situation.
Well, here's the thing is that now my cat is starting to come out on her own at night. Like when we're just sitting and watching TV. Like she'll just wander out and come up and sit on the couch with us. And I think what's going to happen is Sarah's going to get used to my cat being so sweet and nice all the time. It's just going to heighten how mean hers is.
Oh, her cat is a pain in the ass to her, too.
Her cat is mean in general.
Oh, I see. It's just a spaz.
It doesn't listen. Yeah, it's like it just does whatever it
Ah,
wants.
it's a
It's
cat.
always jumping up. Well, my cat doesn't do any. I've said it 1,000 times before. My cat's not jumping up on counters.
Right.
My
Your
cat's
cat's
not
not
knocking things
as
over.
much of a Yeah,
cat.
but like most cats are, especially when they're younger.
Yeah.
She's the younger cat. They tend to be more finicky.
So yeah, she came at me yesterday. So Sarah bought me a piece of pizza.
Wow.
How many dinners was that?
That was only one dinner.
Okay.
But it was, although, because I picked up 2 spots yesterday before my already scheduled spot, which is why I had to dip out early yesterday. So between like 2 o'clock and 11 o'clock at night, all I had was a protein bar and a Red Bull. Because I was running around like a crazy person, and then I had a slice of pizza at like 12:30 at night.
Nice.
It's really good though.
How was Chad?
Chad's so funny. I didn't get to
He's
stay
so
for his
funny.
whole set. I just got to see like the first 20 minutes of it because I had to make it to another spot. But yeah, it was cool to catch up with him. He sold like, not that it's a surprise, but I feel like I never know how it would do in New York City just because it's such a wide array of people. But in Brooklyn, like a very young, very hip part of town, he sold like 250 tickets. Like the Brooklyn Bell House, they'll seat like, depending on how they set the room up, it can seat up to like 300 or 400. And it was full in there. It was great.
He's a good draw.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was fun. It was really cool to catch up and say hi. Although every story I went to tell Chad, he went, yeah, Bill already told me. So apparently Bill's out there telling all my stories. So
I don't have any stories. I don't do anything. Also, there's like 3 stories.
well, those were the 3 stories I was going to tell him.
I think it's funny that he just came right out and told you rather than
Straight
listening to it to make you feel better.
Oh, I love
he
that.
stopped the story and was like, Bill already told me this. I was like, oh, okay, good.
Yeah. He's like, I already have a girlfriend at home, all right? I don't need to.
Right.
Alan, people don't empty their gas tanks completely before refueling,
not
and
drinking
gasoline can actually go stale, unlike water. Don't tell me what I'm not drinking. You don't know what I'm drinking. If I'm having a bad day, I'm going to pull it right from the pump.
Listen.
That's Sunoco 420 or whatever they're selling. Leaded, unleaded, I don't care. Diesel, Shack Diesel. I got to take a break. If you want to send a text, 35192. AlanCoxShow.com is where you can watch live.
The Alan Cox Show.
On our free iHeartRadio app and your favorite smart